スト翻訳始まるよ。皆さんこんにちは、花です。今日はメダリスト第9話を見ています。今日、いのりちゃんが競技に参加されます。とても緊張していますから、できるだ早くそれを見たいです。先週の質問は、私の好きなスピンは何だと思いますか？答えは、ブローケンレッグです。本当に好きです。いつも見てくれてありがとうございました。グッドボタンとチャンネル登録よろしくお願いします。I'm gonna be totally honest, I am itching to get into today's episode because man oh man did we leave off on a cliffhanger. If you watched last week's episode, you know I was in shambles the entire time. But I did get quite a few questions regarding one specific thing that I do want to answer really quick, and then we're gonna dive right in because I'm just so excited to watch this episode. But I got asked quite a lot by people to kind of explain a little bit more about the hole in the ice that the skater left when she took off from her jump, if that would affect her scoring, if they would patch it up before the next skater, and so on and so forth. So, first of all, no. No, it's not going to affect her scoring unless it's something extremely egregious. Skaters leave holes like that all the time in freestyle sessions. Freestyle sessions are what we call practice sessions here. So she's not going to get a deduction unless something absolutely insane happens, like the ice completely breaks, which is not going to happen. The ice is made to not have that happen. And no, they're also not going to stop and resurface it. What they usually do is, at a club competition, usually a couple of hours, so usually about like 6 groups of skaters go, they'll do an ice resurface, and when they do the ice resurface, they'll take some snow out and pack any holes that were made in, and then the resurface goes over it and it kind of smoothens it out. However, they're not going to stop mid-competition and fix that when it really is something that we as skaters are quite used to, because when we skate on practice sessions, there will be hours on end where they don't resurface the ice and there are lots more skaters on the ice while we are just practicing. So it's pretty common to land a jump and kind of land on someone else's pick hole, and yes, you might be a little bit wobbly, but we pretty much know how to correct ourselves, and I think that's what was depicted in this. Yes, she was like, whoa, that's a big hole, but it didn't actually truly affect her landing. So it would only get addressed if it was extremely egregious. In the case of the skater, it was not. It was within reason that will happen. Some skaters just have technique or have power that will make bigger holes, and they will just fix it when it comes time to resurface the ice, which would most likely be like after this group skates. At international level competitions, when you have 24 skaters, they have 2 groups of 6 skate, they resurface, they fill in patches, and then they have the other 2 groups of 6 skate. But club competitions, usually more time goes in between because it's not quite as common for big holes. Usually the higher you're jumping and the bigger jumps you're doing, the more big the holes will get. But in this case, she just had a lot of power. So it would not get addressed, and the skaters just have to figure it out. If you accidentally land on it, then you just gotta recorrect and hope that it doesn't affect you too much. Here we go. I'm so nervous. What the heck? I don't know how they're gonna take this. I don't know if she's gonna have a rough skate or if this is gonna be another great one and she's just gonna keep getting way better. And no, she can't just... It's not that she can't change a jump. The rules should allow her as long as she does it ahead of time, but it's better to just do what you've been practicing. The lower levels also have way more rules, so it's way harder to be able to manage changing things up. I don't want the recap. Damn you, anime, for giving me recap. She tied it in a bow. It's so cute. It happens to the best of us. It is okay, Nori. I'm so scared. Yeah, it's been a very competitive group. You have to do the best program you've ever done in your life. She hasn't skated yet, I don't think, right? I don't think so. This is gonna be the opening. It's just gonna... I'm skipping it this time. I'm shaking. Good. I'm scared. Yay! Don't overthink what you're doing. Good. Double loop. Don't overthink yourself. Just let it happen. I'm scared. Single Lutz, single axel, with the twizzle, okay? Did she only have those 2 double jumps planned? Okay, so now she has a step sequence. You can't be thinking about, like, every step you take you could mess up. That's a great way to mess up! This is throwing me for a loop, man. Get your spin. That's gonna help you win. Good. Yay! No matter what happens with the results, she can be very proud of that. Oh my god. Inori. Girly. Did she just hurt herself? Those toe pick falls where you're just skating forward and you hit your toe pick though, those can sometimes cause the most pain. One of my worst injuries during my time skating, we're pretty sure I cracked my tailbone. This is not like confirmed by a doctor, but still to this day, over 10 years later, I can't do certain like ab exercises because my tailbone can still feel a lot of pain from that one fall. And it was from doing a snowplow stop, which is something you learn in like the first level. You learn it in the first couple of weeks that you start skating. Because when you fall because of something silly happening, like catching your toe pick or stepping onto the ice without with your guards on, or anything where it's just you're skating like normal, you're not expecting to fall, but something happens where your blade just stops moving, which is very easy to do, honestly. Those are the worst kinds of falls because you don't have it in your head that you will fall. When you go into a jump, you have it in your mind that I could fall on this. So you're already like prepared for that to happen. But in the case of just skating forward, if you catch your toe pick, you can knock the wind out of you where you can't breathe for a long period of time. You can severely hurt your knees. And yeah, those are the worst ones. They're embarrassing too. So I haven't skated for a while, but I got on the ice a couple months back and I was just doing my warm-up laps around the ice and I just tripped while I was skating and then my hip hurt for 2 weeks after that. So those are the worst ones. Anyway, all right, what's her score? 24. Okay, she's in first. But how bad is this? Y'all throwing me for a loop, man. How did she sprain her ankle? It's gonna take her off the ice for a little while. Is Emma the last skater? This must have been something that was starting to occur for a while. This kind of stuff doesn't happen just from one fall. This is not what of all the things that could have happened, why this? Okay, Emma. I'm cheering for her too. But get second. You're not gonna win. You'll get second. Behind Inori. Oof. That's not... no. We need to nip that in the bud immediately. That's a big problem in skating. You have to eat. You need the calories. You can do it, Emma. I'm cheering for her. If someone has to beat Inori, it can be her. I'll give it to her. Lutz. Double Lutz? Dang. So they're allowed double Lutzes in this one. Okay. Yeah, it's the most difficult double jump before a double axel, which is an extra half rotation, which makes it the hardest double. Too relatable. Jeez. Double flip. Dang. Double toe? Wow. I mean, she wins by default because her level of difficulty is way higher. Like, Inori did a beautiful program, but she just did a double saucao and a double loop. Now, double saucao is tied with double toe loop as being the lowest difficulty doubles, which means they are worth the least amount of points as a double jump. Double Lutz, on the other hand, is the highest difficulty double jump, again, before double axel, which axels kind of stand in their own because they're an extra half rotation. So in this case, she did both the flip and the Lutz, which are the two most difficult ones and worth the most points, plus she did a double-double combo, which Inori did not do. And like the single Lutz, single axel combo is the most difficult single combo you can do because you have the single Lutz, which is still the most difficult single before axel, and a single axel, the most difficult single. So she maxed out on like how many points she can get for single jumps, but Emma is doing the most difficult program, and she's doing it well, meaning she's automatically going to just get way more points than Inori for her technical score, because the only way she would not beat Inori is if she were to now fall on everything else, get a bunch of deductions and a bunch of just badly performed jumps. But since she's doing the higher difficulty plus she's doing them well, there's literally no way she won't beat Inori in this case. And again, this is tough for me because I don't know the rules exactly in this level. I've tried to look it up. The rulebook is in Japanese. I am learning Japanese. I'm getting better at Japanese. I cannot read the rulebook yet. I want to get there, but I don't know exactly what, she's allowed. I'm assuming this level is similar to the American level of pre-juvenile, and they are allowed through double Lutz in that level. So that's kind of what I'm comparing it to. And anyone who does a double-double combo, especially with the double Lutz in pre-juve, is going to be very competitive and probably winning it. So Emma is throwing out a program that is a winner, and possibly, again, sandbagging, because all the other skaters were doing maybe double flips. I think I saw a double Lutz last episode. I would need to go back. But anyway. Flying camel. She still only did one position on that. So now the other thing about Inori. So Inori did a flying sit spin with I call it a cannonball where I'm from, but it's pretty much just a tuck position where you put your nose on your knee. And then she did her broken leg spin where she was leaning to the side with her arm up. So I also counted 8 rotations. I don't know if that was the idea here. It is an anime after all. So with the flying entry, which I think they mentioned is a level here, not just the code of which the spin, but a flying spin is worth more than just a regular spin. So we're going to say she did a flying spin, which is worth more than a regular sit spin. Plus she did one feature with her nose to her knee, which is a level 1. And then she did her broken leg sideways lean, which is another feature, level 2, and then held it for 8 rotations, which would be a level 3. What I'm seeing right here, and I'm calling it like I see it, that was a flying camel level B, because she didn't have any features. She didn't hold it for 8. She didn't do any special positions. She did not change position. She just did a flying camel. So she got the base value of a flying camel, but a level B, which I don't have the rule book up in front of me. So Inori at least beat her in the spin category by probably a couple points. But I think the damage was already done with the jumps. The jumps in this case were so much higher value than what Inori did. I don't think the spin is going to save her in this case, but we'll see. I wouldn't mind if she wins. I like, an underdog. I'm excited to see her skate. People are telling me she's Hikaru's best competition, so I bet she's a genius too. Good job. Oh. Okay, I'm pausing again because I relate to that. So Inori is very gifted. She so far has gotten it quite easy. She's been landing the jumps very quickly. I've talked about that a lot. But Emma's story relates to me a bit more because I struggled with growing pains. When I was around that 11, 12 range is when I really started to have a lot of difficulty with skating and was staying at the same level because I could not improve. Like I was really, really trying, but my body kept changing. I didn't know what to do. I started developing these really bad habits because of my body changing, and I unfortunately was not able to get to Emma's position where I was able to overcome it. That was around the time that I ended up having to take a break because of financial reasons with my family, and when I got back, I was already 16. I improved a lot after I got back on the ice, but not in the way where I could get like a double flip or double lutz consistent. So I relate to Emma in the way where she's had so many struggles and people were like, she shouldn't be in this club because she's just not getting anywhere, which doesn't happen here. You're in a club that represents the rink that you're at. So no one's going to kick you out unless you leave the rink and whatnot. But it's so crazy because since I relate so much to the story and how it works, I'm like, man, I'm really cheering for Emma too. I'm really cheering for her to win. I almost want her to win and Inori to get second because I want to see that success for Emma as well because I can relate to it. So, oh, okay. So I think that spin still affected her. The jumps being so much higher level than what Inori did still helped her win, but she would have had a much bigger lead if she had done a better spin. That just goes to show how important spins are. I've talked about it a lot. At this level, spins are worth more than the jumps, still. Okay, now what's going on with Inori? It's too bad that they're making her leave before she can get her medal. Injuries are important. In America, they give medals to fourth place too. It's because of the way our qualifying structure is set up, where top 4 in a qualifying competition will go to the next level. So they just give all 4 medals, and that just turned into everyone at every competition in America. It's called the pewter medal. I'll just go to Hiroshima. Okay. But it's just like a fun tidbit. In America, they give fourth place medal. They don't do that anywhere else. Sometimes I forget when I'm watching something else, like international or from a different country. I'm like, where's fourth? Oh, right. Fourth isn't medaling here. Oh, we're going to see some novice skating. Let's go. And all Japan is nationals. We got some competition. I don't know, Hikaru seems very untouchable, but let's see what we're going to do here. So Hikaru scored a 97 at her event. I know she's not at this event, so how many weeks off is she gonna have to take? Sprained ankle, if you take it carefully and slowly, usually... I never sprained my ankle. I never actually dealt with any like super serious injuries, which I'm really blessed to have not dealt with, but I would say sprained ankle, minimum 4 weeks off, probably. Yeah. Your ankle... You're injured. It's hard. Yeah. I was gonna say, that's an overuse thing, so there needs to be a change in her training regimen because it means that there's some kind of thing that's going on that her body's not reacting to well, so you have to take care of it. Yeah, if you fracture it, you're off for months. Taking a small break now will mean no crazy injury later on. This kind of came out of nowhere though. I don't know why, like, we haven't had any moment where she's been experiencing like small pain. We should have had like little tidbits. Because if it is an overuse thing, that would mean that she would have been feeling it. And I guess she might have been and just not said anything, but the fall that she took at the end wouldn't cause an overuse injury to just pop up out of nowhere. It's an overuse injury. Good job, Emma. Good job, Inori. There is that too. Every freaking monologue by Inori. Oh, so she at least got her medal. She just didn't get to stand on the podium, which makes sense if she is injured. Those medals are important. Okay, we didn't get to see Novice beat this episode. We have a post-credits scene. Okay. 5 days later. What? And she's hopefully chilling out right now. I support this friendship. Does All Japan have all the levels? Oh. Are we not going to see the Novice B event from... Eh? Oh, so she was at Kyoto. Okay, so we don't get to see the event. If Hikaru's doing triple axels, that's a big deal. Triple axels is like Olympic champion level stuff. If she were to... Internationally right now, and I've talked about, we have Kaori Sakamoto, who is the reigning 3-time world champion from Japan. Amazing. I love her. We have Amber Glenn, who has not been a talk for world podiums, let alone titles, until this season. And the only reason that she is because, one, she's been able to kind of figure it out this season. She still hasn't had, like, 2 clean programs at a competition yet, but it's because she's landing the triple axel. So her base value is higher than someone like Kaori's, who doesn't do a triple axel. There's only maybe a couple other skaters that do triple axels in the senior level. Juniors, we have a lot of triple axels. Junior Worlds literally just happened. The women's free skate happened like maybe a couple hours ago. And the winner, Mao Shimada from Japan, she did a triple axel and a quad toe, I think is what she did. Beautifully. New world record, I believe, for junior. And then I believe second and third did not do triple axels. They just did really well done. No triple axel, just good triples, all that stuff. And then I saw at least 3 other skaters attempt triple axels, just not perform them well. Anyway, what I'm trying to say, my long drawn out way of saying, what Hikaru just did is a huge deal, and we just brushed over it in a post-credits scene. Triple axels are huge and will get you places. I always joke because when I tell someone I'm a figure skater, usually one of the first things out of their mouth is, can you land a triple axel? And I just say no, but in my head I'm thinking no, because if I could, I would be at the Olympics. Like that's how big of a deal a triple axel is for a senior level skater on the international circuit. So Hikaru doing a triple axel is a huge deal. We have 30 seconds left. Let's get this done and over with. So she won the Kyoto. I didn't know she was at the Kyoto Championships, but she got first place. Obviously. A triple axel at that level? Insanity. Is he getting... Is that his dad? Oh? Okay then. What just happened? Alright, so that was Medalist episode 9. We have... we're in double digits next week. We're almost done. When I stopped skating in 2019... I don't know why I'm feeling emotional about this. I never wanted that to be my end. Why am I crying? I don't know. I never intended that to be the end of my competitive career. It's not a career because I don't make money off of competing. I just spend money to compete. But it was never the plan. My husband and I, well, he was my fiance at the time. We were about to get married. And we decided as a couple, like, I was spending a lot of money on skating, and it just was in a position where I needed to take a little bit of time off so we could just get settled, and I was very lost at that point in time. I was dealing with some overuse injuries, a sprained ligament in my knee that just kept on coming back, and I'd have to take time off consistently because of the pain in my knee. I switched to solo ice dance so I didn't have to jump, and that was fun, but it was, at the time for me, you know, this was 6 years ago now, too expensive. I could not keep up with the bills of doing solo ice dance because all the competitions were competitions that I had to travel to. I had to pay for my travel plus my coach's expenses that I could share with her other students, but I was in so much debt. I had to stop, but I never felt like that was the end. So what's making me so emotional is just like how this show has really brought that love of skating back, and it's never gone away. And every time I watch skating competitions, I'm always like, do I want to get back into it? But I think this show has really helped me kind of solidify that I'm going to stop saying that I'm a former competitive figure skater. I'm going to say that I'm a figure skater. I say this because the show has sparked something that I've been burying for a while. And again, I'm getting like emotional, and I'm just like kind of talking because, and if you're still watching, thank you. I assume most people turn it off as soon as I finish the episode. Having this series to watch, plus having all these people that have been interested in watching me watch it and hear my thoughts and learn about skating, has been such a blessing for these past couple of months because it reignited this love that never went away. I don't know why I'm being so... Anyway, be on the lookout I think I'm gonna try and go skate a couple times before I leave. I'll probably try and skate while I'm in Japan too. I'm not gonna bring my skates though, so I'm gonna have to skate on rental skates. Good luck to me. But anyway, that's just, I'm just talking. I keep saying that, but I'm really grateful to the show, and I'm grateful to all of you guys for watching it, because it's the kind of thing where I was introducing it as a test to see if people wanted to watch it, and if people had not wanted to watch it, I would still be watching the show, but I probably would have stopped reacting to it and just enjoyed myself. But people have been loving it, so the mixture of this show just coming out at this time and feeling so special in my heart because I can relate so much to the things that are happening, plus all of you guys just loving watching this, asking me questions, getting me excited about skating again. I think that's the real reason why, like, I might really get back into it. And I've always known that I didn't fully close the door, but this reignited that desire to open it back up. So thank you. Like, truly. Truly, if you're still watching while I go through this sob story of my life as a skater, thank you.
それでは今日出てきた英単語を振り返ってみましょう。
Launch。
この単語はロケットやミサイルを発射するまたは新しい事業や製品を開始することを意味します。今回はフィギュアスケートで踏み切るなどの意味で使われています。こちらがその英単語を使った例文です。
The company will launch a new smartphone next month.
その会社は来月、新しいスマートフォンを発売します。
The rocket launch was a success.
ロケットの発射は成功しました。この単語を見た時に踏み切るなのか、飛び上がるなのか、フィギュアスケートの日本語訳としてどっちの方が正しいのかよくわかりませんでしたが、本編では踏み切ると言っていたのでこっちを採用します。どうでもいいこっちの事情でした。
Land。
この単語は飛行機や宇宙船が着陸するまたは人や物が目的地に到着することを意味します。また、何かを手に入れる意味でも使われます。こちらがその英単語を使った例文です。
The plane will land in Tokyo at 6 p.m.
その飛行機は午後6時に東京に着陸します。
She managed to land a great job at a famous company.
彼女は有名な会社で素晴らしい仕事を手に入れました。さっきのランチという英単語と同様に、これも最初は着地なのかと思っていましたが、フィギュアスケートでは着氷というのが正しい翻訳なのですね。日本語って本当に難しいです。
Weight。
この単語は物理的な重さや重量を指します。また、比喩的に重要性や影響力を表すこともあります。こちらがその英単語を使った例文です。
The weight of the package is over 10 kilograms.
その荷物の重さは 10kg 以上です。
His words carried a lot of weight in the discussion.
彼の言葉はその議論において大きな影響力を持っていました。日本語でもカタカナでウエイトということがありますが、この英単語の字面を見てちゃんと瞬時にカタカナのウエイトと同じ意味の単語だと認識することが大事ですね。
Exhausting。
この単語は体力や精神力をとても消耗させる状況を指します。長時間の労働や過酷な運動、大変な出来事に対して使われます。こちらがその英単語を使った例文です。
That marathon was absolutely exhausting.
そのマラソンは本当に疲れるものだった。
Taking care of 3 kids all day is exhausting.
3人の子供の世話を一日中するのはとても疲れる。祈りは疲労が重なってしまい、プログラムの後には捻挫をしてしまっていましたね。私も骨にひびが入ったことがありますので、骨折となると絶対に練習なんかできないでしょうね。まったく、嫌なもんです。
Hang in there.
この表現は、困難な状況に直面している人に対して諦めずに頑張れ、もう少しの辛抱だと励ます表現です。困難を乗り越えようとしている人に対してよく使われます。こちらがその英単語を使った例文です。
I know the exam is tough, but hang in there.
試験が大変なのはわかるけど、頑張って。
Just hang in there. Things will get better soon.
もう少しの辛抱だよ。そのうち状況は良くなるから。いのりちゃんが疲労を我慢してフライングシットスピンをしていた時に、あともうちょっと頑張れと念じたり、声を出した人も少なくなかったはずです。今回は胸が熱くなるシーンが多かったですよね。
sprained。
この単語は関節を捻挫したことを意味します。突然の動きや転倒によって人体を痛めた時に使われます。こちらがその英単語を使った例文です。
He sprained his ankle while playing basketball.
彼はバスケットボールをしている時に足首を捻挫しました。
I can't walk properly because I sprained my knee.
膝を捻挫したせいでちゃんと歩けません。いのりちゃんは疲労が重なってしまい捻挫をしてしまっていましたね。焦るのはわかりますが、何事もやりすぎは体調に良くないですね。皆さんも体調が優れないと思ったら休みましょう。
pull off。
この表現は困難なことをやり遂げるまたは成功させることを意味します。特に予想以上にうまくいった時に使われます。こちらがその英単語を使った例文です。
She managed to pull off an amazing performance despite the pressure.
彼女はプレッシャーにもかかわらず素晴らしい演技をやり遂げました。
Nobody thought he could do it, but he pulled it off.
誰も彼ができるとは思っていなかったが、彼はやり遂げた。祈りはミスなしが優勝の絶対条件というプレッシャーの中、なんとかプログラムをやり遂げることができていましたね。けど苦労してたエマちゃんが優勝という展開になると、これはしょうがないなという気持ちになりました。
overnight。
この単語は一晩中または一晩で急に変化することを意味します。時間をかけずに急に成功したり、何かが大きく変わる状況を表します。こちらがその英単語を使った例文です。
She became famous overnight after her video went viral.
彼女は動画がバズったことで一晩で有名になった。
We stayed overnight at a hotel near the airport.
私たちは空港近くのホテルに一泊しました。エマちゃんは一晩では絶対に培うことができない、今までの経験を生かして優勝することができましたね。ちなみにテスト前の学生の昨日一晩しか勉強してないは絶対に嘘なので信じないでくださいね。
podium。
この単語は人がスピーチをするために立つ演壇やスポーツの大会で勝者が立つ表彰台を指します。特に競技での1位、2位、3位を決める表彰式の場面でよく使われます。こちらがその英単語を使った例文です。
The speaker stood on the podium to address the audience.
講演者は聴衆に話すために連壇に立ちました。
She finished second and proudly stood on the podium.
彼女は2位に入り、誇らしげに表彰台に立った。祈りは怪我をしてしまったので、表彰台に立つことはできませんでしたね。皆さんは表彰台に立ったことありますか？私はそんな経験はないので、ないでもいいのでいつか表彰台に立ってみたいです。